Good morning, it's Tuesday the 14th of November, so I have blue hair. I totally forgot I dyed it, so then when I saw myself in the mirror it was a bit of a shock, but I like that feeling. I do a lot of different colours, but I always come back to the blue. Blue is my favourite colour for my hair to be. So, what I wanted to talk about is I've had a lot of arguments with my mum recently, but really building up the last few days, and it's difficult because, you know, I live in her home, and she takes over a lot of the admin stuff that relates to my disability, you know, all the medical stuff like ordering new prescriptions, and then all the forms I have to fill in for various disability claims, and then all this other stuff that comes up, like writing to doctors or responding to their letters, you know, all these other things that just seem to never ever end. So there is a huge amount of admin involved, and it's kind of a full-time job for one person, but I'm not really able to manage it. And I did try and manage it in the past, and it just all fell apart because I tend to forget what I've done, you know, within a day and also day to day. So I might be sitting there doing a drawing, but I can't remember what I did for the previous 3 or 4 hours, or sometimes the last thing I remember is it being sort of 10 a.m. and then there's a huge chunk of time missing and it's like 4 p.m. And people say, why didn't you do it during that time? And I don't know, because I don't know what I did during that time even. So it's very difficult, and I think some of these memory problems are just due to the fatigue and stuff that's common in Ehlers-Danlos, but I sort of wonder if there's something else that's behind it. I know some of it is down to the low blood sugar episodes I get, but basically a lot of the time I can't remember things, but I do a really good job of acting normal, you know, acting as if I can remember. So people are under the impression my memory's not that bad, but it's actually terrible, and I mean completely unreliable. I have to use memory techniques, complex memory techniques that I learned when I was doing my undergraduate degree, just to be able to remember a few small chunks of information. And obviously I have to know in advance that I need to remember it to be able to use those techniques, so I can't use them sort of day to day, and they take a lot of energy. So basically at the moment my mum is doing a lot of that admin stuff, and she has been for the past year or so since I've been living with her, and you wouldn't believe the amount of stuff I found that hadn't been done when I left my old place that we then had to sort. So it obviously wasn't working me doing it, but she's now finding that with her full-time job she's not able to do it either, because there is literally that much admin involved. I mean, it's almost impossible to explain to someone who's not been through this how much work there is and get them to understand, because you think, oh yeah, filling in a few forms every now and then, but it's not that at all. It's hours and hours every single day. So all day today I've just been working on my drawings. I had to get the bus into town earlier so I could just have a look at some shops and do some quick sketches, just so that I could do like a street without having to do it from my imagination. So I'll show you what I've been working on so far. I don't know what to think of it anymore. I've probably been looking at it too long. So this is what I've been working on today, an idea that I had. I'm still sort of playing around with it a bit. I think I'm going to try some different versions. So that's about it from me today. Busy day tomorrow because we've got this guy coming to pick up Siku, hopefully, and I'm going into university. I think it'll be really interesting to see what other people have thought of or done for this project. Yeah, I'm really not sure. So I'm going to try and go to bed early. Good night.